Hi critics and queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natoshi. So what I'm gonna do today, I have transferred my $100 now on BITFLEX, so I'm gonna start to trade this week. I am super excited. When we're looking at the overall chart right now on BTC, I do have two levels that is very important. You already know I'm using Fib to everything because the market is always respecting the Fibonacci in one way or another. The first level that I have is around 36.3k and 31.1k. If the market does break above these levels, what we're doing is that we're looking at 42.8, also up to 49.2k. Now this is very long. This will take some time before this is happening, but remember, the market does respect the Fibonacci level pretty good, and the market is giving us a pullback at this time because overall we can still see that BTC is in a downtrend, and if this will be the next lower high, well, we just have to wait and see. You just might also from nowhere see how the market starts the new bull run, and we are all gonna be happy once again. Before we see a lot of momentum to the upside, hopefully we just might see the market give us a pullback down, because before the market does have these big momentums, whether it's to the downside or to the upside, the market usually comes down and retests certain levels. I'm looking at previous support at 30.5, potentially down at 28.72, but we're gonna get into the depth of it in this video. Remember, I'm no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue looking at this video and I will show you what do we have for news this week on MyFxBook. How can that affect the market, and what levels are we looking at for the pullback and for the long term? Okay guys, so I transferred the $100 to my BITFLEX account, and you can see that I have it right here as USDT, and right now I'm gonna transfer it so I can start to trade it. So I'm just gonna take my $101 to confirm and transfer successfully. Okay, this is wonderful. You can see on the corner, I'm just gonna remove myself. You can see down here that I have my 101 USDT on my BITFLEX account at this time. So what we're gonna do right here is that you have the TradingView chart that I'm obviously using on TradingView. You have all of the different tools right here if you want to stay on this platform to analyze the chart. If there is any specific coin that I want to trade, then I just go in here and search for whatever that is. I usually trade BTC and Ethereum, so these are the ones that I'm obviously gonna focus on right now when I am trading. And on the right corner, you can see that we have the limit orders, market orders, conditional orders, and when it comes to limit orders, it's obviously gonna react to it where you have your limit order. Conditional orders is a stop order, which means that it needs to break through the order for it to activate. Market is just a market execution, so you just go into the market right away. I am super excited to start to trade this week on BITFLEX. If you also want to trade on BITFLEX, what you're doing is that you're scrolling down to the description down below my video. The first thing that you're gonna do is obviously like this video because you're so polite and nice to me. But when it comes to BITFLEX, you don't need any KYC. You can get a free $10 when you are depositing 100 to trade. Let us prepare what could potentially happen next week on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I always go into my MyFxBook on Sunday to prepare myself if we have any announcement, any news coming out on the USD pairs, because a lot of us are trading against USD. As we can see right here, we do have the S&P Global that will have a high impact on the market. What could potentially happen around these times is that on the lower time frames, you will see the market become very volatile, which means that if you are not used to trading when the market become like this, then I would just suggest you to stay outside and look at how the market is behaving at that time. And the more you learn about this, you will be able to trade the market, because to be honest, I really like when the market does have announcement and the market is a little bit volatile. We can use Fibonacci levels that most of the time is always respected. We have a lot of news coming out this week because it's the first week of the month and we always have a lot of announcement coming out. So expect the market to be volatile, and hopefully we will have a push to the upside because of this. So let's just go into the charts. We're starting off with looking at the monthly chart because we now are in July and we have a new monthly candlestick. It does look like we will have some more momentum to the upside overall, on the lower time frames, you just might see the market be bearish. If we need a pullback, we will go into the lower time frame soon. But by just taking the fib, as always, from one of the last small lower highs that we have connected to the lower low, excuse me. So lower high combined with the lower low gives us the 50% at 32,550, and we have the 61.8% at 36,220. So this makes so much sense if we see the market continuing up to these targets. That is from here up to the 61.8%, that is 18.24% and 1,117 pips from the price we're at right now. Breaking it down to the lower time frames, we all see that the market is creating the higher highs and higher lows, and for us to create the next higher high, we're breaking above the previous one. Now, if we go down even more to the lower time frames, we're looking at the daily chart. We can all see that we have actually broken above the fake out level that we did have. So from the resistance 28,500, we saw before how we had the breakouts. 2 times market gave us obviously the pullback for the higher low. From here, we'll see, do we have another fake out where we close below the previous resistance one more time, or will this actually be where we'll soon see the market just take off to the higher targets? Breaking it down to the lower time frames, if we just go back in time to see what happened before when the market was in a sideways market right here, this is what we're looking at now. If the market will fake us out, we will see the market give us a lot of bearish momentum and break below the level. So whether the market is going to continue down even more from here, we do not know. But if we just go back in time to see how the market was behaving around this level too, you saw how the market was consolidating before you had the big momentum dropping. So what we're going to do is we're obviously going to zoom in to see what levels are the most important thing to look at. So I'm looking at the support that we have around 29,800, and we have the resistance at the top, and I want to use a little bigger box right here because from this candlestick on Friday you saw how the market had the momentum down, and from there we saw consolidation. As we all know, when it comes to support and resistance zones, we want the market to break above the resistance to create a retest. Usually this is happening, not all the time, but that is for us a confirmation that the market will at least reach 32,430. Now, if we would see the exact same happening here, because you can see that we are at the previous high right here at 31,100. If the market does drop, then we'll see the market potentially drop down to 28.4 once again if we are breaking the support at 28,850. Another very important level that we're looking at is this consolidation market that we did have from the 21st of June. And this is also a support level where the market can potentially drop down to find then the strength to continue to the higher targets. Before the market does create the higher high, I do believe the market will give us a little bit of a pullback before that is happening. So the ones that I'm looking for is obviously the support at 29.8. A break below that level take us down to 28.8. If the market does break below that level, we're looking at the previous resistance that we've been testing before at 24.7. Looking at the daily chart, we can also add a trend line for better guidance, and you can see how the market has been touching this level 3 times, and it's usually on the 3rd time you see the market have crazy momentum. You can also see how the market did have that on the 2nd time too, but we're looking at the 3rd touch and the 4th touch if that will appear. We can also add another trend line going down to the 4-hourly chart, and even if we are going in a sideways market, we can use the lower highs as guidance. You can see that we are inside a triangle at this time, and we all know the same thing. We're waiting for the breakout, the potential retest for that continuation up. But remember, when we're looking at the lower time frames, we're looking at this consolidation market. Even if it's such a small level, the market can have a tendency to come back down. and test it before you see the momentum. Going back in time, you can also see that we did have the exact same thing happening here. We had the small support level, market did have the momentum up, market broke down, you can see the retest, you have the push up to the resistance once again before you saw the market had the drop. So by just looking back in time and see how the market is working around these levels, and we're using the support right here at 28.8, because remember what happened before usually happens again because the market is following certain rules. If the market does have even more momentum up, what we're going to do is that we're going to change the Fibonacci up to the all-time high at 69K. And if we have a bigger push and we're breaking above the levels that I just spoke about, we're looking at 43,200 and 49,140. And I'm super excited to see if this is going to happen, because, you know, we're following Fibonacci levels. The Fibonacci levels most of the time doesn't fail, and especially not on the higher time frames. Even if it takes a lot of time before the market to come to these levels, these are the levels that I will focus on. If we see a break above this previous support that we have around 31K and the Fibonacci levels that we spoke about, if you just drag it down a little bit. Thank you everyone for looking at this video together with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification so you know when I am live next time, when I do have my daily updates. I love you guys so much. Have a great day, have a great week. Risk management is the key. Okay, bye.